All right, so we're gonna break down our practice in a couple different parts here today. Um, the first thing I think is like really important with the younger age groups is you have to establish like the angle of the sets or the angles of the pass, like just the geometry of volleyball is really important because they're always going to want to go to the easiest place or the safest place, and usually they don't communicate it through that. So this is just a warm-up drill where they're just all moving through. It's self-initiated, which we're going to do drills about that later, also in the practice. But they're going to communicate everything they're doing. Everything's going cross-court here. They're just doing a two-contact drill, pass, and then we're going to progress to different skills. But they're basically learning setting angles. Really, it's an out-of-system setting drill, and as we move forward here, we're going to start to see how we do this live. So we'll watch the drill here, see how it progresses, and then as we move on with to get more and more live in each part of the drill, we'll actually get to like kind of real volleyball here, okay? So also, just so that you understand where we want these sets, is we want them all high, in, and off. High, in, and off. Okay, so as they're going through it, if you're seeing some like low, tight, whatever, they have a finished product of where they want the actual set. You want it to be high enough to hit, because young players especially are going to be out of system like a lot. Older players are out of system a lot. But we want it high enough to hit. We want it inside. We don't want that ball, them hitting out system ball. It's past the antenna. We don't want them hitting a ball that's tight. So just so we understand like where the sets should be, so we have some kind of like product dialogue of what they're trying to do. It should be high, in, and off. Okay, change to a back set now. Pass, and swing out of the shagger ball and switch. Okay, so they're doing, it's going to be one-sided now. We're getting, progressing a little bit more to live. So now they're going to hit the ball. We're going to go back to a pass, probably just a pass set version of it. So now they're adding the swing, and then you'll see after this we're going to do a cooperative version and a competitive version of just a progression of exactly what's happening here. Okay, so, and again, these are all 10, 11, 12-year-olds here. This is 12 and up. They're all under 6th grade here. 4 corners, so kind of what we did, but it's going to be a live version. Everything's going to be cross-court here. They're going to pass. The setter is going to come from the back row. The set is always going to be cross-court. Right now they're in a cooperative, and their goal is 45 jump and swings or jump and tips before 5 airs, which is really challenging, but that's the goal. They've gotten themselves to that point. They won't get in the 40s a lot of the times, but that is their current goal. So we're going to see what we get here. Okay? All right, here we go. 26 positives before 5. Again, they've gotten themselves in the 40s, so that's kind of a standing goal. It's going to be tough for this age. This could be 5 before 5. I mean, at a very low level, beginning level, the numbers are going to be lower. This is just what they've worked themselves up to, doing it over and over again. This incredibly high goal for their age, but that's what their goal is. So once we don't get it, then we're going to wave through 2 more players on. So now they're always kind of in different positions. So you're going to have liberos that are hitting, middles that are setting and digging. Everybody has to be a complete volleyball player, and they have to communicate through. You can see the carryover from the other drills is basically out of system setting, which the setters are all coming from the back row. Then we added the hit, and now it's like the live play. They have to shift defensively. So there has to be some coordination with what they're doing defensively, and communication with what they're doing. So it's not 6 on here. It's cooperative, so there's no block, so it's a little more similar than that. 5. They have a new goal now. Their new goal is going to have to be 50. Okay, but we're going to go competitive now. You can notice in the drill, like it looks like 2 people are going back and forth. It doesn't have to be like that. They can hit wherever they want, but they've done the drill enough that sometimes they'll have strategies where it's just, hey, that's a good ball control person, and that's a good setter, and so they'll hit, but that's all they can hit. They're learning how to hit where they want to hit, and they're understanding how to make the drill work. So you can see sometimes it looked like it was just the 2 players going back and forth, but it doesn't have to be like that. They can hit really wherever they want, and you're having different angles of setting, but as they're getting better at it, they're kind of figuring out strategies for how to be able to keep the ball alive on the best, which is really no different than actual volleyball. Now we'll go competitive with it. This is a double ball. Wave when you win. So we're gonna go games to 5 here. Same drill, but it's competitive now. So you'll see a little different dimensions here. And they're just gonna wave on their own side. passers out with bands. That means 3 people pulling behind, 3 targets, and 3 circles. Okay? Both buckets of balls on that side. When we're done, shag targets try to bounce to the person who don't just roll into them so we can kind of get going. If you can't serve straight, don't be one of the circles. Okay? Be short and deep with it, and if you guys are pulling, make sure we're really pulling. Okay? Got it? Okay, let's go. Let's do it. So we're going to use the bands here. It's just a way to passers get high, low, especially with a deeper ball. So what they're going to do is they're using the band, so the person pulling is basically going to make sure that they have posture the whole time. When they're backing out, they're not going to be able to do this, okay? Because they're going to make sure their hips are getting behind the ball. So it's just a good little physical reminder, and then we're going to get rid of it. We'll do a coach-initiated drill, but these are just some player-initiated drills that we can do to kind of start. And then we'll do like a kind of a player-driven warm-up where they do some like setting. They'll break up into groups, so you can kind of see how you can split your positions up on a court, and they can initiate the whole thing. So we'll do that kind of like after. Wes, don't let her escape.
You're good.
Go. Straight down your waist. part of the drill. A lot of times I'll do as a coach, and it's pretty common. I'm gonna just see if the players can do it. They should be able to do it. So this will take a little bit more serving control. But we'll have 2 passers out, 2 targets. Basically, we're gonna start all short serve, all deep serve, short and deep, and then we're gonna go into a cross. That's gonna be hands or like a drop step of leg lift. So I'm gonna have the players initiate this. All right. Hey. Passers, 2 targets, 2 servers. I'll call for the switch on the servers. All short serve to start. Okay? All short serve to start. Make sure you're following the ball and you're switching inside. basic serve and pass, but they're going to alternate. And we want to serve going every 5 seconds. If a side misses a serve, then they're going to serve again. But it should be just constantly going here. Hey! One note to this is because teams that are good passing teams, the people that are passing, they're passing around. We have 3 primary passers or 4 primary passers. They're like, don't be afraid. Like, this is a 12 and under team, so I'll mix it up a lot more. But typically my older teams, if I do this, I'll have like the three passers that really pass next to each other all the time in one group. It's almost like an A squad and a B squad, always passing next to each other, and I'll rotate that group through so they're each getting spot, and then I'll bring in a secondary group, your middles and your passers. I still want them passing, and I want that other group to serve, but I want to spend more time with the people that are normally passing with each other in groups, so they're not always passing with somebody in practice that they're probably not going to pass next to all the time during the game. So last one we're going to do here, you can see, so really as coaches, all we have to do is instruct, and they can initiate all the drills. Obviously not all skill levels are going to be able to initiate the same thing. Some things are going to have to be coach initiated, but I always try to see like what they can do. The ball that they're entering is still a touch, right? So, you know, every ball the coach touches is a rep taken away from what they potentially could do. Again, at a certain level, they're not going to be able to do it. They're going to have to learn to do it. What we're going to do right here, I'll just kind of talk as you're doing it, is I call this a player-driven warm-up. So it's a way of doing a split court, because what a lot of times coaches have a hard time with is like, hey, I want to pull the setters aside, I want to pull the hitters aside, I want to do something, my middle's doing something, I want my libero's doing something. So we're actually broken up into 4 positional groups here that, again, they get a run in. So the outsides over there are doing, they're working on out-of-system hitting. So you can toss one in, they have to pass, they have to transition, and outside is giving them an out-of-system ball that they have to hit, and they're rotating through. My middles are working on blocking. You can do this in 2 ways. They're blocking the hitter, or we can have them just straight work on blocking footwork in the direction of the setter. Right now they're just working on blocking the outside here, so the hitter has something else to work on, but this is their blocking time. Setters are going through a progression. Setters kind of run the drill. They're going through a progression. They're starting with their back set. When they're done with their sequence of their back set, then they're going to say, okay, hey, we're done, switch, and they're going to switch to the outside. The outside of the pins are going to switch to hitting on the right side, and my liberos have a little progression that they're doing on the other side, which could be anything that you want them to do. They have 2 little progressions where they're working on just platform work or ground work, and then they're going to do the second round they'll do like a high-low ball, but they're kind of just all working here. So myself, my assistants we can kind of float, be in between the groups and work on specific things we're working on. But here's a great split. We got 4 positional groups that are all going. They're doing it by themselves, and we can just coach. Again, they're not always going to be able to do that, but here setters are just tossing. It's not hard to do. Here it's just entering with the tip, and then the players are going to have to do everything else. You can always start with these broken down and like kind of individual things. So if they don't have positions, these guys have positions. They might not have positions, but you can use each one of these little breakouts as just something they can kind of do. Like, okay, half are you going to set? Half are you going to do this outside hitting thing? And they're all just kind of rotating through. Maybe you don't have blockers. It doesn't work for your team. It doesn't matter. You're not doing blocking at all. Don't take the blockers out. Do something else. Okay, or we're going to break it into 3s. And a third of you guys are going to do some defensive stuff, setters and hitters. Okay, rotate. So it's like a little like stations on one court. Okay, but they're getting a lot of reps here, and if they are positional, it's all positionally correct.